Welcome to this comprehensive guide on Longhorn snapshots, S3 backups, and restore operations. Longhorn is a distributed block storage system for Kubernetes that provides high availability and disaster recovery for persistent volumes. In this video, we'll walk through configuring AWS S3 as a backup target for Longhorn volumes, implementing backup and restore procedures, and understanding the critical distinctions between HA, snapshots, and backups. Before we begin, make sure you have the following. First, a Kubernetes cluster with Longhorn version 1.11.0 or later installed. Second, access to an AWS account where you can create S3 buckets and IAM resources. Third, optionally, the AWS CLI for verifying bucket creation and permissions. And finally, QB control configured with access to create secrets in the Longhorn Dash system namespace. Let's start with a common question. If Longhorn already keeps my volumes highly available across 3 nodes or availability zones, why do I need snapshots and backups at all? The key is this. HA protects you from infrastructure failure, while snapshots and backups protect you from everything else. They solve different classes of problems. Longhorn's high availability ensures your data remains available despite infrastructure-level failures like node crashes, disk failures, availability zone outages, or pod evictions. It works by creating multiple replicas, typically 3 of your volume data, each stored on a different node. If one replica becomes unavailable, the volume continues operating seamlessly using healthy replicas. However, HA does not protect you from several critical scenarios. HA replication propagates all changes to all replicas, including destructive ones. For example, if you accidentally delete a file or database record, all replicas reflect the deletion immediately. If an application bug corrupts data, all replicas get the corrupted data. Ransomware or malware that encrypts or modifies your data is replicated to all copies. Bad migrations, human errors, and cluster-wide disasters are all scenarios that HA cannot protect against. The critical insight here is that HA keeps your data available as is, but it doesn't protect you from what the data becomes. This is where snapshots fit in. Longhorn snapshots are point-in-time copies stored locally within the cluster. They're perfect for pre-upgrade safety, fast rollbacks, operational testing, and hourly or daily operational checkpoints. Snapshots are fast, taking only seconds to create and restore. They're space-efficient using Delta or incremental storage. However, they have a limitation. Snapshots are stored in the same cluster. If the cluster is lost or the Longhorn system itself is compromised, snapshots are lost too. And this brings us to backups. Longhorn backups are snapshots uploaded to external storage like S3 or NFS. They're essential for disaster recovery, recovering from complete cluster failure, cross-cluster migration, compliance and retention, and protection against cluster-level catastrophes. Backups are stored off-cluster, survive cluster deletion, and provide long-term retention. While they're slower than snapshots, taking minutes to hours depending on data size, they're your last line of defense. Together, HA, snapshots, and backups complement each other. HA protects against node, disk, and AZ failures with instant automatic recovery. Snapshots protect against accidental changes and bad deployments with recovery in seconds to minutes and retention measured in hours to days. Backups protect against cluster failure and disasters with recovery in minutes to hours and retention measured in weeks to years. Let's look at some concrete examples. For Airflow logs, HA ensures logs stay available if a node dies. Snapshots and backups are rarely useful because logs are append-only and ephemeral. For the Airflow metadata database, however, all 3 mechanisms are needed. HA keeps the database running during node failures, snapshots are taken before schema migrations, and backups enable recovery from failed migrations or cluster disasters. The bottom line? Relying solely on HA replication exposes you to unrecoverable data loss from application bugs, human error, or malicious activity. A production-grade backup strategy requires multiple layers of protection, High availability keeps your services running. Snapshots provide fast operational recovery. And off-cluster backups ensure you can survive catastrophic failures. All three are essential, not optional. Let's start the configuration process by creating a dedicated S3 bucket for Longhorn backups. First, log in to the AWS Management Console and navigate to S3. Click Create Bucket. Enter a unique bucket name, for example, my-longhorn-backups-us-east-1. Remember to use only lowercase letters, numbers, and hyphens. Select an AWS region close to your cluster, such as US-East-1. For disaster recovery, consider a region different from your cluster location. Leave block all public access enabled for security. Finally, click Create Bucket. Make sure to note the bucket name and region for later configuration. Longhorn needs permission to access the S3 bucket. It's best practice to create a dedicated IAM user with restricted permissions. Let's start by creating an IAM policy. Navigate to IAM in the AWS console. Click Policies, then Create Policy. Select the JSON tab and paste in the policy. The policy grants 4 specific permissions: S3 put object for uploading backups, S3 get object for downloading during restore, S3 list bucket for discovering existing backups, and S3 delete object for cleanup based on retention policies. These permissions apply only to your specific bucket following the principle of least privilege. Click Next, name the policy Longhorn S3 Backup Policy, and click Create Policy. Now let's create the IAM user. Navigate to IAM and click Users, then Create User. Enter the username Longhorn-backup-user. Do not enable console access since this is a programmatic-only user. Click Next, select Attach Policies directly, search for the policy you just created, and select it. Click Next, then Create User. For production environments, consider using IAM roles for service accounts or IRSA instead of long-lived access keys for enhanced security. Now we need to create access keys for the IAM user. Click on the newly created user to open user details. Go to the Security Credentials tab. Under Access Keys, click Create Access Key, select Third-Party Service, click Next, then Create Access Key. Save both the access key ID and secret access key immediately, as you cannot retrieve the secret later. Important reminder: never commit these credentials to Git. For production, consider IAM roles for service accounts or rotate keys every 90 days. Now we'll store the AWS credentials in a Kubernetes secret so Longhorn can access S3. The easiest method is using kube control. First, set environment variables with your AWS credentials. Then create the secret in the Longhorn-system namespace using kube control. Create secret generic specifying the secret name as AWS-S3-credentials. The command uses from literal flags to set the AWS access key, ID, and secret access key from the environment variables. After creation, verify the secret was created successfully. Finally, clean up the environment variables for security. For GitOps workflows, you can create secrets using YAML manifests, but never commit credentials directly to Git. Use sealed secrets, external secrets operator, or similar tools to encrypt credentials before committing. Let's configure Longhorn to use our S3 bucket as the backup target. To access the Longhorn UI, you have 2 options. If you have an HTTP route configured with a host name for Longhorn, you can access it directly using that host name in your browser. Otherwise, forward the Longhorn UI to your local machine using kube control port forward. In the Longhorn UI, navigate to Backup and Restore, then Backup Targets. Click Edit on the default backup target. Configure the following for backup. Target, enter the S3 URL in the format S3://bucket-name at region/. For credential secret, select AWS-S3-credentials. Set the poll interval to 300, which is 5 minutes. Click OK and verify the state shows ready. Now let's discuss how to create backups. Understanding Longhorn's backup architecture is key. Longhorn follows a snapshot-first approach. Backups are always created from snapshots, not directly from live volumes. This ensures data consistency by capturing a stable point-in-time state before uploading to external storage. For manual backups, open the Longhorn UI and click Volume in the top navigation. Select the volume you want to backup, click on the Snapshots and Backups tab, click Take Snapshot. Optionally, provide labels for easier identification. The snapshot appears immediately. Now in the snapshot list, locate the snapshot you just created. Click Create Backup for that snapshot. Optionally, add backup-specific labels for retention policies. Click OK to start the backup. The backup will show a progress indicator once complete. Verify the backup appears in the Backup and Restore section under the Backups tab. Manual backups are perfect for critical moments like before database schema changes, application upgrades, or configuration modifications. For production environments, you need automated scheduled backups. In the Longhorn UI, go to Volume and select the volumes to backup. Click Create Recurring Job. Configure the following: Set Task to Backup. For schedule, enter a cron expression such as 02**** for daily at 2 a.m. UTC. Set retain to the number of backups to keep, such as 7 for 7 days. Set concurrency to 1. Optionally add labels like environment equals production. Click Save. There are two methods for restoring from snapshots. Method 1 is reverting to a snapshot, which is an in-place restore. This overwrites the existing volume with data from a previous snapshot. It's fast, but destructive. Use this when you're certain the current data is corrupted and fast recovery is critical. The workflow involves several steps. First, if using ArgoCD, disable autosync to prevent ArgoCD from interfering. Next, stop the application by scaling the stateful set to 0 replicas. In the Longhorn UI, attach the volume in maintenance mode. Go to the Snapshots and Backups tab, select the snapshot, and click Revert. This operation is irreversible, so confirm carefully. Once complete, detach the volume, restart the application by scaling back to 1 replica, and re-enable ArgoCD autosync if applicable. Finally, verify the data was restored correctly. Method 2 is creating a volume from a snapshot, which clones the snapshot to a new volume without affecting the original. This is safer when you want to test the restored data before replacing the production volume. In the Longhorn UI, go to Volume and select the source volume. Click Snapshots and Backups tab, click on a snapshot, then Clone Volume. Enter a name for the new volume. Click OK, select the new volume, and click Create PV/PVC. Configure the PVC name and namespace. Click OK. Verify the PVC was created using kube-control-get PVC. Optionally, test the cloned data before replacing the production PVC. Replacing PVCs in stateful sets requires deleting and recreating the stateful set or manually swapping PVCs, which can be complex. Backup restoration is fundamentally different from snapshot restoration. While snapshots provide quick in-cluster recovery, backups enable cross-cluster restoration and disaster recovery from complete cluster failures. Use Backup Restore for disaster recovery, cross-cluster migration, long-term recovery beyond snapshot retention, cluster rebuilds, or compliance requirements. The basic workflow: open the Longhorn UI and click Backup and Restore, then Backups. Find the backup you want to restore by checking timestamps and labels. Click Restore. You have two options: create a new PVC for testing or replace an existing PVC for direct replacement. Enter the PVC name and namespace, then click OK. Longhorn downloads backup data from S3 and reconstructs the volume. Monitor progress in the UI. Verify the PVC was created and is bound. When your application is managed by ArgoCD, you must carefully coordinate the restore process. ArgoCD's automated sync and self-healing will attempt to recreate resources you're modifying, so they must be temporarily disabled. The detailed procedure: first, set up environment variables for your application name, namespace, stateful set name, pod name, and PVC name. Disable ArgoCD autosync by removing the sync policy. Stop the application by scaling the stateful set to 0. Delete the existing PVC and PV using cube control. In the Longhorn UI, navigate volume and delete old volume that is now detached, and then navigate to backup and restore, then backups. Select the backup to restore, click restore, check use previous name to use the same volume name. Go back to the volume and select create PV and PVC menu. Verify the restored PVC is bound. Restart the application by scaling the stateful set back to 1. Re-enable ArgoCD autosync. Finally, perform thorough data verification. Regular cleanup of old snapshots and backups is essential for managing storage costs. For snapshots, delete them after creating a successful backup when they exceed your retention policy, after confirming risky operations succeeded, or when cluster storage is running low. Do not delete snapshots that haven't been backed up if you need long-term retention. In the Longhorn UI, navigate to the volume, access the snapshot list, select the snapshot to delete, and confirm deletion. Longhorn supports automatic snapshot cleanup through recurring job retention policies. For backups, delete them when they're older than your retention policy, when removing test backups, or when decommissioning volumes. Consider compliance requirements before deleting long-term backups. In the Longhorn UI, navigate to Backup and Restore, then Backups. Find the backup, click Delete, and choose whether to delete only the backup or both the backup and volume. Be careful, most users want to delete only the backup. Backups are immutable once created. There is no undo for backup deletion. Always verify you're deleting the correct backup. To wrap up, this guide covered implementing a complete backup strategy for Longhorn using AWS S3. We discussed understanding HA, snapshots, and backups as complementary data protection layers, configuring S3 buckets, and IAM policies for secure off-cluster backup storage, creating manual and automated backups with retention policies, restoring from snapshots for fast in-cluster recovery, and backups for disaster recovery, and managing backup lifecycle and deletion. The key takeaway: production environments need all three layers. HA prevents downtime, snapshots enable quick recovery, and backups protect against catastrophic failures. For next steps, test restore procedures regularly in non-production environments, set up automated backup schedules with appropriate retention, configure monitoring and alerting for backup failures, and consider IRSA for production instead of static access keys. Thank you for watching, and remember, backups are your insurance against the unexpected. Test them regularly to ensure they work when you need them most.